Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is October the 27th, 2019. Strong hand. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. 5-digit round. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Conviction. Be a unique beast. Check out all the links below. Saturday's Beyond Bitcoin show at disruptmeister.com. All my old shows. Neil Woodfine of Blockstream was on Fridays, This Week in Bitcoin show. Watch those shows right now, especially Fridays, This Week in Bitcoin show. We bring you the best freaking guest in the space. Hello, my elite friends. Oh, what a weekend it was for the fiat freaks. Adam, where are you? Why aren't you making shows about the fiat? It was Shabbat, dudes. That's where I was, okay? So we're going to talk about that in a second. Hold on, you fiat freaks. That you people who didn't think we were in the 5-digit realm. Well, just it's worth $7,000. That's not the 5-digit realm. No, the 5-digit realm is something we entered a while ago. You're just going to have to get used to it. And some people, it goes into the 4-digit. It gets 4 digits sometimes. Who cares? The 5-digit is where we're at, okay? That is the new normal. So yeah, it slips into the 4 or whatever. But there are some people that are like, oh, it'll never return. It'll never. Okay, never say never again, dudes. And no, when we're taping this show, what is it, 9,000 some bucks? Who freaking cares? We're in that 5-digit realm mindset because we're one day closer to an all-time high. The future is not about the 4-digit realm. That's the past. We're long-term thinkers. We don't care about the day-to-day price. We know in the year 2021, the year 2020, what it's going to look like, baby. We're in it for the long run. All right. So with all that in mind, where is my questions and you can do question and answer today. Just type in Bitcoin Meister. Type it in there. And to support the show, just retweet this on Twitter. It's all out there at TechBalt right now, TechBalt. You should be following. You can learn a lot over at Twitter. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to lead you in slowly to this 5-digit realm, whatever the heck happened on Saturday or whatever, Friday night. I don't know what day it was. Let's talk about something not related first, because there's all sorts of news out there. Vinny Lingham retweeted the following. And some people attack statements like this, but I love the innovation and the optimism in it, okay? I'm not saying to buy this stuff. I'm saying you should get Bitcoin, but there's a lot of other stuff going on in the space, and the world is changing. This is from Bruce Fenton. He says, stable coins are superior to classic fiat rails. Tokenized securities are superior to existing models for stocks and other securities. The whole world is about to change. Stay tuned. Now, some people are like, no. Oh, how can you say good things about stable coins? The fiat's better than stable coins. Really? Really? Stable coins you can keep track of, at least. Okay? With fiat, they can just print as much of it. You don't know what the policy is. You don't know what's going on. Security or regular securities, buying stocks the old-fashioned way is better than some kind of ICO hybrid that the current technology that people are working on. I don't like to use these terms that they got out there because some of these terms are very catchphrasy, okay? And what's the word I'm looking for? And so they're buzzwords. Some of them are buzzwords, but look beyond the buzzword aspects of stable coins and was it tokenized securities and the word token itself. This new way, which again, it's not Bitcoin, stable coins and token, it's better than the old system. And the world is about to change. Stay tuned. He is correct about that. I like that attitude. And I know that this 2020 is the golden age of innovation. We are entering it. So you can hate on that as much as you want to. Let those people do what they're going to do. They're not hurting us. And yeah, I'd rather invest in companies through ICO type innovations, which are getting better, than the old way, going through E-Trade or calling the broker like my dad used to do. Pound that like button. Okay. I'm all for technological innovations. Bitcoin is the base of all this. Okay, and I'm not saying to play around with stable coins, but it makes life easier for some people. So Bcash has had some issues this weekend. This started on Saturday, from what I can tell on Twitter, and I was notified by the 4 Satoshi crew. I don't know who exactly made the tweet. Was it Daniel who made it? I don't know. Was it Rocky who made it? Who knows? Here, I'm also looking in the chat as I'm saying. Get shirts like this. It's all linked to below. And I'm just seeing no one else. No one had any questions so far. Good. That's good. So I'm sure you will soon, people. Spread the word. Where is Eddie? Someone says. Oh, that's a very interesting. Where is Eddie? He was laughing for not selling at the dump a few days ago. Yeah, Eddie was bragging about being I think he got Tether or USD coin or something because of the death cross. Pound that like button. I feel bad for the dude. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about Bcash, because no one is talking about this. Is Bcash just such an unimportant altcoin that what I'm about to say is the media isn't covering it? The traditional crypto media like CoinDesk and all the others, they take the weekends off. Okay, this is Bitcoin, dude. There are no days off there. So this isn't the bank world. It's a little odd that. So you're not. I'm just reading about this Bcash thing from Rocky and the crew, and Andreas retweeted what Zero Nonsense tweeted. If you follow Zero Nonsense, he is listed below. He is covering this story very well. What the heck is this? There appears to be some problems with Bcash mining, perhaps related to the difficulty retargeting algorithm. It also appears one entity is now in effective control of mining. I'm curious to learn what is going on here, said Andreas. Anyone know more? So the Zero Nonsense dude does. Follow him. The 4 Satoshis do. I got to say, Rocky has been very interested in the Bcash shenanigans for a while. And they were mining blocks very fast, okay, suddenly this weekend. This is weird. There doesn't seem to be rhyme or reason to it. Something seems to be broken. And here's a quote. And just now they mined 20. This is from 9 hours ago. This is still going on. And because the story started Saturday and it wasn't getting much play. And just now, 9 hours ago, they mined 21 blocks in the past hour. It only should be every 10 minutes, so 6 blocks. But no, 21 blocks. Their network hash rate hasn't changed much. Looks like their EDA is out of control. But another reason to bring this up, besides the media not covering this at all, the price has not been affected. The Bcash people, because CoinDesk hasn't written an article and the 80%ers haven't woken up to the fact that something might be seriously broken over there. You shouldn't be, if you've got Bcash, don't be sending it around right now, because who knows what can happen. There was a warning out there. And another reason to bring this up is that if it's maybe some of the miners will switch over to Bitcoin now, the few that are left at Bcash, if this is just weirded out over there. At the same time, that it shows that the technical, that people they don't do a lot of research. I mean, I would be selling Bcash right now if I was a Bcash bag holder. A person or one of these traders, a trader, if you're one of these traders who sells the story or buys the whole nonsense, that's trying to manipulate it, playing on people's fears? No, they don't even know this is going on, apparently. But even though Bcash has got some unsound aspects to it, no doubt about it. If King of the Trolls somehow convinced President Xi to make an announcement with Bcash, it would pump. So altcoins, a lot of illogical aspects of the market, and that bleeds into Bitcoin too. People start to go crazy because the leader of China mentions freaking Bitcoin. Is that really a good reason to go crazy about Bitcoin? No, it's not. But we'll talk about that in a second. So maybe some miners will switch over to Bitcoin now from Bcash. Will they even make a difference? If they think the Bcash game is rigged, I don't know. I think it is. Bcash is a top tier altcoin. Like it or not, this should be something more people are talking about. And it does deal with Bitcoin. All right. Can you bring back King of the Trolls on the show to discuss the Bcash? No, I can't. I don't get. Again, he uses all shows as infomercials. I gave him his shot. Maybe I'll do some clips of his when he was on the show previously. And again, for those of you that don't know, King of the Trolls of Bcash has been on the show before in 2017. And I gave him his shot. He used it as an infomercial. People fall for his thing all the time just because he repeats the same talking point over and over again, very confidently. And just 10% of the population just blindly drools. Like, oh, he's right. He's right. He's saying stuff that has nothing to do with cryptocurrency. I mean, he says the same thing about Reddit censoring. That's one of his big lines. Has nothing to do with Bitcoin or Bcash or anything. But people are like, oh, he won. He's correct. It's just amazing. All right. Speaking of 80%ers, there I linked to below. Someone sent me a guy in a shower talking about how it's altcoin season, and it's on Twitter, and people believe a guy like this. He's like, it must be altcoin season, and he's in the shower. This is the 80%er sources of information. This is how they make their decisions. If you're an 80%er, you should watch this. Good luck. Good luck. Again, you can watch dudes in the shower saying it's altcoin season, or you can just take the boring way of life and just hold on to your Bitcoin and don't gamble on dudes in showers telling you what to do. People fall for it, though. It's a fancy set of graphics. Ooh, that's different. The guy's in the shower saying to buy altcoins. Should do it. Yeah. All right. Now, we're talking about traditionally people not thinking and people just buying into mindless statements like it's altcoin season or Reddit is censoring us, so you should buy Bcash. Well, a lot of people are tweeting about what's going on in Chile right now. There's tremendous protest in the streets. Now, how does this tie into Bitcoin? I'm going to tie it into Bitcoin. And some of you go, this is a beyond Bitcoin show subject matter. Adam, you didn't talk about it yesterday, did I? I don't even know if I talked about it yet. I might have mentioned it briefly yesterday. But there are some Bitcoiners out there that are like, yes, look at the protest in Chile. This is good for Bitcoin. The people are taking on the unfair situation and revamping the inequality. What? These are Bitcoin people saying this? What's going on in Chile is insane. All right? 1 million envious people are in the street. Okay? I spent quite a bit of time in Chile a year ago. It is the most sound country in South America. People, the police don't bother people. People are so free there to make money. Okay? There aren't people there aren't like super duper poor people like you see in Los Angeles. It's in Santiago. Sure, you'll see poor people, but are they defecating in the streets? Are they doing drugs all over the place? Do you see people speeding around in Lamborghinis like you do in Los Angeles? And again, I have no problem with inequality and stuff. Okay, it's envy. It's total envy. But Santiago, great place to live, great situation. And now these people were angry because their subway fares were too much. And all the young people who are communists, and what I did see there is on the university, there were always communist signs that they would put up there and stuff, socialist stuff. And now these envious, everyone wants the government's giving in. They're having social, they're worried about social justice issues all of a sudden. So Bitcoiners saying that Chile is going in the good direction. You think the Argentinianization of Chile is a good thing? You think Chile going toward the Argentina side of things is good? But this is what it looks like is going on, that the people want to go the Argentina direction. Yeah, if they want to do that, be my freaking guest. But look what's going on in Argentina. So they're bringing themselves to a situation where, yeah, you're going to need Bitcoin to get your wealth out of there. So this situation is ridiculous that people are getting on the bandwagon and saying, yeah, go protesters. Go protesters. They're envious children of the situation. I mean, they're bringing down the country. They're bringing down the system. This is not a Bitcoin thing. This is putting them into a situation where they're going to have to get some Bitcoin to get out of there. So God forbid that it becomes the next Argentina. All right, because that's not usually what happens over there in Chile. It's sound. It was a very sound financial system. It's very entrepreneurial, and people are envious. It's not good enough for them. It's not good enough. They want the government to intervene and redistribute the wealth, and it's unfair that there's people that are richer than the. I mean, I can't even fathom this. They should travel around the world and see the horrible situations that are in other. They've got it great over there. Clearly, is the best financial situation in all of South America, and they want to bring it down. So if you're a Bitcoiner and you're just blindly jumping on this bandwagon, take a few steps back. Take a few steps. This is not a Bitcoin thing, man. This is it's an envy thing, and it's an intervention thing. This is where the big boys play. I mean, compete, don't complain. All they're doing is complaining over there. Now, there's a million people in the street complaining. All right. So, Explorer Crypto, my buddy in British Columbia. Maybe people are loving Bitcoin so much that they are trading it back and forth versus being patient and cost averaging their salaries to buy more. Yeah, of course they are. There are all sorts of people that are doing that. People won't learn their lesson from what just happened this weekend. No, they're not going to learn that. 80%ers never learn. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to keep on trading it, even though they got burnt like a banshee this freaking weekend. Pound that like button. Explore Crypto. He's got a good channel. He's a technical dude. Check him out. All right. This door, I can hear stuff outside here. This door is thinner. Here in Adelaide, the walls are a bit thinner than I originally anticipated. So they're probably hearing me scream too. They're like, oh, what's that American screaming about? Pound that like button for Australia. Okay. And I still haven't gotten to the price yet. I'm getting to the darn price because this is it. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. That's the darn price. I had to talk about Chile. I spoke about that way too much. I can't get. Do your research, people. This is the. I can't believe some Bitcoiners are like go Chile protest. All right, here's a tweet. The first part I disagree with. The second part is true. This is from Pomp. One of the main topics in every presidential debate should be Bitcoin and crypto. It is that important. Whichever country wins this race will hold a significant advantage for decades to come. That second part is what's really important. I don't care if the sociopathic politicians that debate in presidential debates, if they bring up Bitcoin or not, Bitcoin's going to do great without them, all right? It's about action. It's not about talking. There's going to be a country out there that is buying up Bitcoin secretly now. And once we understand what country that is going to be in great economic shape. And when people heard Xi say the word blockchain, I'm sure there are some people that are like, it's China that's buying it up, okay? And then everyone's like, if China's buying it up, we got to buy it up. up. Okay, that was part of the thought process that helped pump the darn thing. But no, I don't think it should be talked about. They don't know about it. If they talk about it at presidential debates, great. Let them do it. They're not going to do it, and it shouldn't be the main topic at every presidential debate. This is not about Bitcoin. Is not about politics. All right. They can't change Bitcoin. They can't change the direction of Bitcoin. They can try to slow it down. Hands off. I'm for the government hands-off approach. So I'll take it to the next level. Why should they even talk about it if they're going to have a hands-off approach to it? They know if they talk about it, they're going to be talking about like how they are going to try to how they'll attempt to ruin it or make social justice warriors happy about it. The great Hass McCook has a tweet out there. Check it out. It is a good thread with lots of information on it. I need to look at it a little bit closer. He's talking about Cashapp. He says the average price for the quarter of Bitcoin for you fiat freaks was $7,600. That means 165,000 Bitcoin were mined in that time. And that's $1.25 billion worth of mined supply to be absorbed by the market. Cashapp absorbed 10% of the mining supply. So Cashapp is a big player in the overall overall picture of new Bitcoin being mined. So that was his point. It is. I've mentioned something like this before on a past show. Good for Cashapp. Keep on absorbing that new supply, people. Keep on buying that new supply. I was just sent $5 in the super chat by. Oh, I missed some stuff there. We tried to warn you, Eddie. Pound that like button, says Taval Dacras. He sent $5 Canadian dollars. Thank you for supporting the show, Taval. And thank you for trying to be a friend to Eddie. Eddie says some interesting things in the chat. He is very impulsive in some of the things that he says, but we try to be kind to him over there. So he doesn't do silly things. And he's got a downer attitude sometimes. He talks about he lost $60,000. You got to be positive, Eddie. You got to be positive, man. And Taval wants you to be positive. I can tell. Thank you for the support, Taval. Now, 123 No Scope says, do you think Bitcoin will come up in the 2020 presidential debates? No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Bitcoin Meister, Chunkadunk says, Bitcoin Meister is probably a few countries. It's probably a few countries in Africa. They might sneak up on all of us. No, I think I said this on the other show. I don't think it'll be, if the African countries knew what was best for them, yeah, it would be them secretly buying it right now. Unfortunately, what's probably going to happen is the third world crackpot dictators in those African countries, their buddies will tell them about Bitcoin, and they will personally use the funds of their country to enrich themselves by buying Bitcoin. So yeah, some Africans will be buying Bitcoin, but not for the treasury of their countries, for themselves personally, but they will be using their people's money. So yeah, hey man, I've been there before. I know about Zimbabwe. I know about Mozambique. It's ridiculous, the corruption. Even in South Africa, the leader, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. The past leader bought himself some big houses with the people's money. So why not buy Bitcoin with it? It would be great if an African country, maybe Rwanda or something like that, had leaders that were not corrupt and help their country this way. They switched over to Bitcoin instead of their weird currencies, but I'm not predicting that. Again, a lot of people think it's Japan that's secretly going to buy it. I guess China now is in the mix. I would hope it's the United States of America. Maybe it's Israel. No, it's maybe it's. I think that the shock wouldn't shock me if it's some Eastern European country that would propel itself to like first world status by doing something. I mean, seriously, a country from Africa or Eastern Europe or Southeast Asia, they would propel themselves into a major country if they did that. But it takes the furrow of gratification. It takes long-term thinking. And that's not what bureaucracy and government is about. They want it now. They want the answers now. They want to show off to their people now. And Roman Q said, Bitcoin Meister, what a beautiful week in Bitcoin. A lot of Bitcoins transferred from the fiat freaks to the holders of last resort. Wealth is flowing from the 80% to the 20%. Pound that like button, dude. Thank you, Roman Q. Beautiful statement on your part. Now, I want to share ALK 20191 said, some 80%ers got crucified on the death cross. Man, I'm sorry there. Sorry there, Eddie. You might not like that tweet very much. But it is true. The people who were like, death cross coming, better go into tether now. That did not end up very well because death cross isn't a person. Death cross can't tell you when President Xi is going to make an announcement and the price of Bitcoin is going to go up like $1,000 in a minute or something. You fiat freaks. Just lost my place. All right. So we talked about Haas's tweet there, and this just shows ending up long. Okay, so we're going to start talking about what happened. You 5-digit realmers. And the Yassine Arc says the previous 2 times Bitcoin saw a greater than 40% daily gain, it was trading at 40 cents and $5.65. Today's Bitcoin's 42% swing is the 3rd largest daily gain in price history. So it was on Friday night, I guess, in America. Bitcoin was around $7,400. And over the next 24 hours, it got to, 10,300 for a few seconds. And now is in the 9,000. So there was a tremendous price increase for fiat freaks. And I have said before, dudes, it's just one of those days that when people were freaking out that it went down by 1,000 one day, I said there are going to be days that goes up by 1,000, days that go up by 2,000. We had one of those days. That was one of those promised days. You should be used to this by now, people. You really should be. But some people were going wild, and again, it was Shabbat for me when I found out all of this happened. I was happy, and I wanted to know, what. I immediately thought, first thing comes to my mind is, well, again, every time that Zuckerberg has a hearing, it goes down. And then every time the hearing is over for a few days, it goes up. Then I learned, and on that subject matter, Udi said, the excitement from Libra rumors and announcements allowed an overextended Bitcoin rally from 3,000 to 14,000, even though it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And people don't think Xi's blockchain statement could get us from 7,000 to 10,000. So, yes, Xi's statement had something to do with this. Zuckerberg hearing probably had something to do with this also. Whale Panda had a hilarious tweet out there that says, deleted tweets and charts everywhere. Pound that like button. No doubt about it, Whale Panda. The 80%ers out there who were making big statements, showing big charts before all this happened, predicting doom and gloom, you better believe they're erasing their tweets. You better believe that Adam Meister never erases his tweets. And that the dudes that I have on this show, if I found out they were erasing tweets, I would eviscerate them. That is the lowest of the low, when people have to try to change the past, try to change history. And that's one of the things about the beauties of Bitcoin. There is no changing history in Bitcoin with the blockchain. No changing history. But yeah, I'm sure there were a lot of people now that are erasing their they got to help their trading brand. Oh, don't want to see that people to know that I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, people. Be proud of your mistakes and learn from your mistakes, in other words. Now, I'm going to say the first leg up, it seemed like it went in stages. It went up $1,000 real fast. All right, it went up to $1,000 real fast, and it was right around when Xi made his announcement. All right, that he said the word blockchain. He wants to do an investigation in blockchain. Fine. And this is why you don't go into Tether, okay? Because you never know when an announcement is going to come like that, and you're stuck. You sold your precious Bitcoin, and now it's worth a lot more, but you're still stuck in Tether. I mean, it's horrifying. But and then do you panic buy at that point, or do you pray that it goes back down? Well, some people prayed that it would go back down, but then there was more. It went to the 9,000s, and something happened on Robinhood. Someone paid $41,000. I don't know if they bought a whole Bitcoin for this or just a fraction of a Bitcoin, but at a $41,000 rate. And I believe it was at that point that Bitcoin spiked to $10,300. An experiment that we could do is someone should try to buy a little bit of Bitcoin on Robinhood for an incredibly high price again and see if that would prove if that was part of the whole spike. There's some people that said, oh, it's only because of Robinhood that this even happened. No, that's not the reason, all right? Bakkt is doing well also. People are saying, well, maybe it's because of Bakkt. Maybe there's all these theories out there. Who cares, dudes? This is the thing that the long-term thinkers know. We know that it's one day closer to an all-time high, okay? I think it is noteworthy, obviously, that in terms of fiat price, in terms of it jumping, this is the biggest day since 2017. We just said like this is the biggest day in percentage-wise since like 2011 or just ridiculous time periods. These things happen. That is the beauty of Bitcoin. We have positive days like this. They're going to happen again. They're going to happen again, and that's why you don't know when they're going to happen. So why gamble? Why not just hold on to your Bitcoin, collect your crypto dividends, and enjoy days like this and have a big smile on your face because you know that you did the right thing. You didn't have to worry about, oh God, I got to get back into it because it just suddenly spiked $1,000. And I have linked to below there are related tweets from Nick Carter, from Udi, that are about, if you want to explore this topic some more. It is funny that this China making an announcement still works after all these years. That people feel like I got to buy now because of China. It's ridiculous logic, okay? It's ridiculous logic, but people still fall for it. People still panic when there are bad things out of China too. And I've got a lot written down. Another statistic: WeChat searches on the 23rd, which was before this, for blockchain were 770,000, and for Bitcoin were 572,000. After Xi's announcement, they'd gone from 9.2 million to 1.3 million. So there were people. Was it the price that got people interested? Was it Xi's announcement there's no doubt about it that Chinese interest spiked on social media after Xi made his announcement. There is something here. I erased one of my things here. All right. I talked about the 8. All right. So bottom line to all this, Zach Bandera says Bitcoin Meister It was a glitch on Robinhood. I made a video about it. No orders got filled at high prices. Okay, so that theory, there are all sorts of theories here. And I want to say this. To calm you can't get too excited about all this stuff. You can have a big smiley face and you should be happy. But what you should really be happy about is the future. That people are wondering about what caused this. What we know is that BAT is going to do better. China is going to buy Bitcoin eventually. What was the other? Libra is going to get approved eventually. All these things that people are speculating about, we know are going to happen eventually. And so we get a little bit of a taste of, with what just happened this weekend, of what will happen eventually when they happen eventually. People will get very excited. It will be tremendous mainstream news. There are other things that are down the line that people speculate. Well, financialization of Bitcoin, big players, institutions coming in. And whenever we get a rumor about it, sometimes we get a spike. We know all of these things will happen. And that's why you should get into Bitcoin now, early on. Why you should have gotten into Bitcoin last week. Why you should have gotten into Bitcoin. Because it's just a matter of time before all these things happen. Maybe it won't be till 2022 for some of them. Maybe it won't be till 2021 or 2020. All of these big deal events, there are going to be so many big deal events, and all of them will take away Bitcoin supply from the market, and they will make a big difference for all the fiat freaks out there. So that's the lesson to take away from all the rumors and the spikes that happen. The spikes of the future will be based on reality and lack of Bitcoin in the market, that holders of last resort gobbling it all up, not letting go yet with their incredibly strong hands. And again, there are going to be days of panic too, when we get some more bad news about Facebook coin, or when all the downers out there are like, well, no, it's impossible. All these predictions that we know will eventually happen, they aren't going to happen. And people will dump on those days, but they are going to happen one day. Don't keep a long-term mentality about it. Don't freak out about the daily rumors, because the future reality is what the real value is all based upon. All right. Finally, I linked to a Ben Shapiro video below. He talked about Zuckerberg getting grilled and he was saying how ridiculous it was. And he even said that he likes Libra. He likes competition with private money competing with public money. So that's good to hear. I'll tie it up. I'll tie it up with that. Okay. And Eddie just said, never try to outsmart the market. Dude, I'm glad you said that. I've been saying that for a very long time. And you said the other day, Eddie, that I call people 80%ers that don't agree with me. No, I call people 80%ers who try to outsmart the market, who try to be impulsive, who aren't long-term thinkers. That's what an 80%er is. It's a person who can't defer gratification. And yeah, they usually don't agree with me, but there's a lot of people that don't agree with me. Like Vinny Lingham really believes in tokenization and stuff. He's not an 80%er though. And I'm not calling him an 80%er. He's a smart guy that can defer gratification. Does he do the right thing all the time? No. But 80%er is not an insult that I just hurl around. There's a basis behind being an 80%er. They can't defer gratification. They do impulsive things. And that's the basis of people trying to outsmart the market. They're gamblers. So there you go for those people who think don't understand what an 80%er is. You know, it's a real thing. And that's what most people, 80%ers, 20%ers are producers. 20%ers are producers. They're not impulsive. They produce 80% of what's out there, 20%ers. 80%ers can be productive, but they make a lot of mistakes. They're not as productive as the 20%er class. All right, pound that like button. Goodbye, my elite friends. I will see you tomorrow. There will be lots to talk about that I didn't get to today. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. the Disruptmeister. Check out all the links below, people. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt. Retweet all the stuff. That's how you can support the show. Pound that like button. The future is bright. I'm in Australia. Click on the squares on the screen. See you dudes later. Bye-bye.